Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Line Podcast. It's great to be back. I'm here. You're here with me, David, and my fellow line members and mentors. To my left, your right, we have Keisha, and then next to her is Nichi, and above
Yeah, that's
Nichi
me.
is Lakshmi and Ro. And then to the left or right, then whichever you're viewing this is Joshua, and right
Hello.
above me is Ephraim. And today we're going to be talking about youth and technology. We have a special guest, Lakshmi and Roy, joining us. We who are mentors and that mentored us in the Lime program, and they gave a heavy input to the AI department and just the technology department in general. So yeah, we've come with a lot of phenomenal content with you for you today. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and remember to like and subscribe and share to your friends if you've gained something out of this. But I'm gonna first hand it over to Lakshmi and Road to give an introduction of basically who they are and what they do.
Yeah, so I'll let Laksh begin.
Hi, everyone. It is so good to see your faces after such a long time. Although we are meeting digitally, it still feels just as warm. I think if like as if we are meeting in person. So that's good. Uh, we are both engineers. That's our background, and we've had very different experiences. But what we've done is we've started a small business, and we work as content marketers. So we create content for different businesses in and around Perth. And our specialty is because we are engineers, we have a technical background, so we understand. When they've created technical products, and we are able to communicate that that bring that message to their marketing, the materials that they're creating.
Yeah. So yeah, Laksh has said more than I could, but she's a software engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer. So it makes sense that when we were associated with Lime, we did the AI or artificial intelligence program. So let's see what we bring to the table today. I'm sure there are going to be some good takeaways from this podcast, and let's get on with it. Yeah.
Yeah, for a fact, there's definitely going to be a hopefully, no, definitely going to be some great takeaways concerning technology and the future technology has on the youth, on the workforce, and things. But right now, I'm going to hand it over to my fellow Myanmar, Josh, as he's going to be the one leading the podcast today or asking the questions. So over to you, Josh.
Hello guys. My name is Joshua. I'm a technology enthusiast, and today I'll be like doing the um talk on technology. And the main topics we're going to be doing today is technology for gaming, technology for learning, um, artificial intelligence, tech that will stop global warming, and lastly, tech, the pros and cons. So we start with the first one, tech for gaming. Technology for gaming is uh, technology where you can play online games and games like such as Fortnite, Minecraft, many games that you can play with online people. You can play it on a computer, a console. Mainstream consoles right now are the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, and the Xbox One. Um, it's uh, it's technically a PC, but it's got software that can run online games made by the manufacturer. Um, and one topic on technology for gaming, is it good? So with gaming, there's many things where there's good things about it where it can calm you down. You can talk with your friends. And you can just have a friendly gaming environment with fellow gamers. And there's negatives as well. So you can also have too much of an addiction playing games, and have too much of a just a second, too much of a negative effects is when you talk too much to people in the ways of like you talk to wrong people. As technology for gaming is open to everyone, so you can talk to strangers, and so that's pros and cons. And one question on gaming is w- what um are the what are the main points of gaming is what game is popular. So if if you guys can ask put in the comments below what is popular gaming games you have played recently.
Okay, sorry to stop you there, Joshua. But I'd just like to add that technology is such a major part of our everyday lives. I see all of us here wearing headphones. That's technology. See this wire right here? That's technology. You're probably looking at a phone screen, a computer screen. Yeah, that's technology. Everything around us is technology. Whether it's something as simple as a smartphone to something like really complex like a space machine, it all comes down to the core of the importance of technology.
Yeah, very well put, Shay. Yeah, and Joshua as well. Yeah, we're talking about technology. Ironic that we had a huge glitch at the start of this podcast. So yeah, technology doesn't always work the way we expect it to. Yeah, and coming back to the topic, yeah. So it's more of you guys would have to tell us, what's the hot thing right now. Used to be Fortnite, and then we went to Apex. PUBG is very popular in India. There was a recent ban that the government put in on PUBG because they felt it was, affecting students and their lives. So the government had to intervene and say, "Oh no, PUBG is banned." And I remember seeing videos of kids in depression, totally lost and imagining what it is they've got to do with their lives now that PUBG is gone. And it was, we were having a laugh about it, but the kind of psychological torment that these kids were going through because of PUBG being banned was really surprising to me. The kind of penetration that games have nowadays in the lives of our youth.
So what
It's
is PUBG actually?
essentially the same thing as Fortnite. It's Player Underground.
I'm sure
Like
King.
I feel like both of them are equally bad. Like Fortnite has gotten a bit better for me. I play Fortnite quite a while. I wasn't once in a while. PUBG,
I don't play Fortnite. I don't play PUBG. I don't play those kinds of things. That's why I'm asking. I don't know what any of them
Michelle,
is.
this is
So
a very divisive question. You shouldn't ask which is the favorite because everybody is going to have their own favorite games, and it's going to divide the group. So
Oh no, I mean, I don't know anything about these games actually. I'm personally not a lot into the gaming side of technology.
right.
so with so in PUBG just a quick thing, PUBG and Fortnite, it's like a game where players come together and they fight like against each other online, like with and then they talk with each other. It's like a social media, but technically it's where you play a game while doing it as well. So that's what it is.
the guys used to all say that Call of Duty is still the best. No matter what's happening,
Yeah.
that Call of Duty was the original OG. All of them call it Call of Duty, but yeah, it is what it is. Personal opinion, personal opinion. Yeah, but carry on, Josh. Put the same as yours.
Yeah, and you have also games like Call of as James John said, Call of Duty. It's a game where like you are as a soldier and you fight against like different things, so like zombies and like different things where you essentially fight against other people. It's all like the same game, but that's one good thing about it is you get to socialize. One bad thing is like a lot of people have when they play that game, they get so addicted to it, like they could even take the bad side of, picking up a gun and doing harm to themselves. So that's one negative note on it. And then you have other games such as chess, solitaire, cards, online cards, where you can essentially play chess against AI, or solitaire, where the computer plays against you. It's where the person has already programmed the computer. So when you make a move, like in chess, it's suppose you move the queen to a certain spot. The computer knows at that certain spot, it has to move their player to a certain spot. So the computer already knows where to move itself. So that's what artificial intelligence does. It moves, and that's further on we'll be discussing about artificial intelligence. Would anyone like to add anything about gaming?
Yeah. Sorry, I'll just hop on there because I just wanted to ask, how many of you have actually developed a game? It might be something on a very small scale.
Yeah. I did one on Scratch and on Python. Yeah.
On Scratch, yes.
Yeah,
That's
Python.
good to know.
I had done a bit of coding in school.
Yeah.
And I was learning how to develop the game. I wouldn't say I completely developed it, but I followed step by step on those instructions and all that sort of thing. So I wanted to ask, what kinds of games do you guys play online?
We are more traditional. We play chess. We play solitaire.
Yes.
We play Battleship. I think Battleship is one of our favorite games.
I'm not sure I know that game, but that's okay.
These games are strategy games, so they help you build a strategy, and so this really helps with your cognition and mental development, because you learn of different ways to kind of protect your position and so it's very interesting how chess, then there is Chinese checkers. These are old traditional games. I'm sure none of you would have played them, or
I know how to play chess.
Right.
I don't remember much about Chinese checkers.
Right.
I can play chess, but I'm very bad at it. But it's fine. I've taught a couple of others how to play chess as well. What about you guys? King David, what do you play online?
I don't play any games.
You just say you play
Not at
Fortnite.
all?
That seems stretchy.
The took away the game, but I haven't played the game ever since, so I don't play games anymore.
Okay. Ephraim, what about you? Do you play any such games online? Chess? Anything at all?
Yeah, I mean, though I would be very interested in what the people that are watching will think, but I don't play much game. I don't play much game at all. The least I could play was online Monopoly. I used to enjoy that a lot with I know that could be boring, Nietzsche, but that's me. That whole strategy thing, like Lach said earlier on, being able to plan a strategy, being able to learn some financial terms and financial strategy, that was really, really valuable for me. Call it old school, but that's me, But I was just keen to find out, when you guys said that you were developing a game, well, I think Joshua and Nietzsche, and Joshua, I think it was Nietzsche that mentioned Python, or Joshua. I've heard about Python. So what has been the experience like? Because when you are creating this game, I am more interested in that, because that means you are close to being a millionaire or something. Because if you can create a game that everyone, like Fortnite, hey, I think I will have to come and buy your shares. So what has been your experience in creating games?
Oh, well, gaming and technology, it really comes down to a couple of simple concepts, and I think Lakshmi and Rosh would pretty much agree, is algorithms and the way you write code, right? Am I right? So
Absolutely.
So the way you write code is the way you develop your ideas, and it's a lot of logic-based concepts. So at my school, I'm learning software engineering, so I'm using PyCharms to code stuff and make things. And there's just a bunch of basic logic things you have to learn. So you need things like parameters, things like functions, like variables. Those are all things in code and technology that we have to use to communicate our ideas for a consumer to use.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's quite fascinating.
I was actually learning the coding, and we had gone on to things like code.org and all that. And I had actually learned how to type in the code and put it in and then see how it went. It was quite interesting. And I'd actually never done that before. And up until that point that I actually started doing any coding, I thought I may not be interested in it, and it turned out to be fantastic actually. So maybe I should try it again sometime.
Anytime anyone feels like they're coding, they always feel like they're a spy on MI6 doing some hacking stuff, but they're actually not. They think it's basic coding. I'm always on that. Like a while ago, I was trying to get iMovie on my iMac, but like something happened before that, so I couldn't get iMovie anymore. Then I went online and they told me this coding stuff. I was doing it, man. I felt like I was the computer guy in MI6. I'm not even tapping on our computer, bro. I felt hot. I felt so good. But yeah.
Yeah, Joshua.
So, yeah, I'd just like to jump on, and it's very interesting. There's an I don't know if you've heard of the indie gaming space. So there are a bunch of developers who do not want to associate with the big gaming companies, like Epic and all the
EA game.
EA and all these companies. There's a lot of hate that EA gets for the kind of stuff they do online. You're supposed to the paywalls that you have at every level. So there used to be this app called Flappy Bird. Now, Flappy Bird was quite an interesting. It was developed by Vietnamese developer called Dong Nguyen, and this game became really popular on the App Store, and one day he decided to just take it off the App Store because he was getting a lot of hate online, and there was a lot of things happening with this. So interesting, if you look up Flappy Bird on Wikipedia, and this game became so popular when he took it off the App Store that there were so many copycats of this game. Eventually the game became an Easter egg in one of the Android versions. I think it was Android 5, which was I think Android, the one after KitKat. Marshmallow, yeah. So
I think I've played that game before, maybe.
Yes. So when
I think it's quite addictive.
it is quite addictive, and there's a very interesting story of the whole. So if you do get into developing games, that's the kind of exposure you can get. This was a really low key game, but the way the developer got the fame that he got from just this game. And then there are also, I would like to mention another game because I like it a lot. It's called Limbo. Now, Limbo is this Windows game. I'm sure you can find it online. And this is another game that was independently developed. And it was so good. It was so good. It went on to win over 100 awards. And that has a very interesting story as well. So if you are interested in game development, you should draw inspiration from these indie developers who have created games on their own, and then they've gone on to associate with very successful gaming companies down the line.
What I also wanted to say is what Nietzsche is doing with Python is very interesting, because that's the base for a lot of different things, not just games. So if you learn how to code in languages such as Python, and of course the algorithms which define, how you're going to place different things like the variables and the functions and such. If you get the logic of that language, you can learn different languages, and it's like learning, literally like learning different languages. And then you're talking to machines using these languages, and you're making things which make our life easy. So Python is a very great language to learn, especially right now.
So now you've all seen how learning a language in technology is almost like learning a language in like human nature, and learning our own languages. So like for the viewers out there, are there any tech slang or any technological languages that you guys know? Let us know. We'd love to know.
Oh yeah, me, I got you. Is it a wait? What is it? Away from keyboard? AF.
AFK. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know that. Yeah, see, I'm a genius, though.
That's cool.
Okay, away from keyboard.
Yeah, right there.
We'll let Joshua move on, I think, to the next topic, because otherwise we are stuck talking about games.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending thing.
Yeah. So the next topic is tech for learning. So tech for learning is learning that you can do in school. So a lot of things in school are like some softwares and websites. One main website that we must have all used if you went to a public school is Connect. Connect is a website where the government has made so teachers can put online resources for people to either access, for them to learn, get the resources, and so they can go anywhere across the world and they can access that content and learn. So if they're away on holiday and they need to learn something, the teacher can put it up there. And it makes a lot of savings. So as soon as that website was made, a lot of savings, such as on paper and on general resources, was saved around to 50%, because everyone started putting it up. And since people already had devices, they already had that, they could bring it to school. So people brought their device and they could learn very easily. And people liked it like that, as it was in the workforce. Now devices and computing is quite a big asset in the workforce. And another pros and cons on tech for learning. Pro, it makes the teachers' lives easier. So when they are teaching the kids, they can focus on one student that needs help, or they can so other people can do, people who already have the knowledge, and they can do the thing instead of them going around to think. They've already got the online resources, and they can focus on the student that either needs help or needs a bit of adjustments, so they can tag along and know what's going on. And a con of it is where people do the wrong thing by going online and doing, like, going on YouTube during classes and doing, like, playing games. So that's one bad thing which could really on their schooling and on their grade, they could really go down. So that's one con. Do any of you guys want to add in any knowledge you guys have about technology for learning?
Yeah, we use our school, and it's I'm not sure what Connect is, but yeah, we use Sector, and it's something that's been around for quite a while. But yeah, during COVID, it really was used. We used Sector and Moodle, and they're basically the same thing. It's like a forum for, like, your school. It's created for each different school. So Rockmont has one, Kennedy Baptist has one, John Curtin has one, but it's for your school, so you get a login and a password and everything. And you go in, and your teacher can put all the documents or all the information that you need for class during the day. And if you have missed a class, they can put up a Sector. You just go to the subject you're looking for the lesson for. For example, you go to English, you can find the thing you're looking for, and you can find all the content because the teacher's already put it up. And yeah, during COVID, it took a while, but sooner or later, it really got started. It really got started using Sector. so that we could keep up with that. But we was pretty much cool for like as long as I can remember. So that's basically the number one thing. But really, it's kind of like it's like when you're on the internet, but like the internet isn't connected properly, and the type of layout. It's like a kind of bit of an old layout, but Sector is kind of like a newer layout. But yeah, that's just basically what we use in my school.
In our school, I think we had something similar to Connect. And what I could go on there and do is that if there was something set for the class, I could actually have a look and see what page I had to do, for instance, if it was a workbook. But I was a bit naughty and sneaky with it. What used to happen was that I'll explain what I mean by that, because as I previously said, I really love my education. I used to get onto the thing that was similar to Connect, and I used to go on to my religious education lesson, and generally we had that in the book we had to do this, and this page. Okay? It wasn't a lot because majority of it was reading and it was analysis. I used to go before the class even started. I used to be in homeroom. I used to do all of the work in homeroom, and then I couldn't do any work in the class because I'd already done it previously, or I'd do it at home or something. I was quite naughty with regards to that. I tried to even follow up on some other classes as well, if needed. And then it would sometimes show if, we had a test that was coming up or anything. It even had a timetable on there, so we could just look at it electronically.
What about audience? What type of technology do you guys use in school? What type of technology do you guys know about that can improve learning? And a question for Lakshmi and Roy: how is technology improved / developed from when you guys were in school and when it comes to learning? How does it improve from when you guys were in school to what you've seen now?
So I wanted to say that learning, the way we learn, has changed drastically from the time when we were in school and learning, and to the days that you are in school and learning. So one thing that's changed is there's that whole attitude that we are done with school, we don't need to learn anymore. That's changed. We need to constantly learn. So there are now educational programs available for young adults, as well as people who are already working in different organizations to support what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happening.
I'm not sure.
Just continue, Ashley. Don't mind this youth.
Nietzsche, what happened?
Nothing.
We don't want to sorry, make Latching was disruptive. Please continue.
Yeah.
No, but that's all right. So I was
Yeah.
saying that whole attitude has changed, and now we have it is sort of required of each one of us to constantly learn and keep our skills updated. So the software and technology that goes with it's more in line with this attitude. So we have educational programs available online, self-paced learning. That's huge. So that's like whenever you have a chance, you enroll, and then you start with smaller modules and you continue your learning the way you see it fit. And there might be exams or certain tests that might be a part of that whole schedule. So you can schedule for the test and take that online, offline. So there are different programs available, but this is one thing that has drastically changed.
Yeah, I'd like to add that the whole COVID situation has brought the classroom to the internet, which was really interesting to see. But we were already getting there in terms of how, in the workforce, when we were required to upskill, it's called upskilling, the term is, like Lakshmi explained. So there are so many platforms for professionals that, that like LinkedIn Learning is one of them. Then there's
so each educational institute will have their own offline or online learning platform.
Universities use edX, which is one of the famous ones. And talking about learning, there's a very interesting online course. If you look it up, it's called this is one of the most famous MOOCs. So these courses are called MOOCs. You've heard of Udemy and there are a couple of these other sites that put out these courses. So
Coursera.
Coursera is one, and they're called MOOCs. And one of the most popular MOOCs in the world is a course called Learning How to Learn, which is kind of ironic. The whole the course is about learning, and I think everyone should give this a go. It's called Learning How to Learn. If you Google it, I'm sure you'll find it. Yeah, and they're quite good insights about because when you are studying for a PhD or you're studying in uni, you have to kind of be making an income as well as there's got to be money going towards your tuition, and you're self-funded. There's only so much that can come out of a student loan. You also have to support yourself, and you're paying rent and your bills if you're staying by yourself. And very often they're faced with the challenge of finding the time to learn. So it was this set of students that primarily did this course and made it so famous. They were just trying to the hacking has become a very popular term. It used to be back from our days when computers were new, but now it is all about hack everything. So hacking learning was one of the things that came out of that whole what I was talking about, uni students. So this course, Learning How to Learn, is quite an interesting one. And I think, if you do it, it'll give you quite good insights and maybe help you with your grade down the line.
So just to say, we are all, so me, Keisha, King David, and Nietzsche, we wrote a book. So Nietzsche's pulling it up right now. It's called A Handbook for Migrant Youth. We are the authors of it, and I wrote the chapter on technology and youth. And that's it right there. And
Yep.
Keisha wrote the chapter on education. And what
Gotta get that.
the-
Learning how to learn.
Yep.
Geometrical reasoning.
So we wrote the book, and this is part of the book. Like, we are discussing what we wrote in the book, and just to say, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is AI, artificial intelligence. And what artificial intelligence is, which is AI, it's if you've used your phone and there's smart assistants such as Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa. Nietzsche is holding up his phone, so you can just ask a question, and it will either answer you like what your answer is. So like you can ask for Siri, like, hey Siri, what's 1 + 1? Or say the answer is true. And there's even Bixby, which is made by Samsung, and what they do is when you ask a question, it replies to what you ask. And also AI is in many other forms other than virtual assistants. It comes in robots. So with robots, it's a certain program has been put into it to do a certain thing. So there's a few robots out. Lakshan Roy can explain further on that, that have influenced what AI does. So Lakshan, can you please explain?
Yeah, I think I'll take over here. We were talking about AI, and AI, is we also associate robotics with AI, and when we think about AI, we like to think of robots, but a bigger part of AI is actually software that's online. All of these little bots and smart devices and the whole gamut of self-driven cars. These are all technologies that go beyond robotics. And all of robotics does not depend on AI to work. So you have your cars and the car manufacturing, which uses robots that are, they have fixed programs to do things. They're not really intelligent. You're feeding a program into them, and they're doing exactly the set of instructions that they're told to do. So where this overlaps is when you have robots like the one we showed you in the course we did on in the Lime, when Lime was ongoing. One of our robots was Max, and Max is now with a not-for-profit that operates in north of the river, and they're actually using this robot to teach kids. So they do a holiday course in which there's they're teaching kids coding and Scratch and introducing them to languages, programming languages. And the way they're making it interesting for the little kids is with Max. So this robot is going places now.
But what I wanted to touch on, artificial intelligence, is also a component called machine learning. So that's what makes any object or any robot intelligent. Machine learning is the capacity for the robot to learn different things, to learn new things. And that's where its intelligence comes into perspective, whether it can learn to climb a wall. If it's only been taught to walk on the ground, can it climb a wall? Then does it understand that it's a different surface? And those are the sort of experiments that have been going on and been quite successful these days. We have robots that go around the moon, because the surface of the moon, or other hostile surfaces where we can't go, like submerged under the sea. So there are robots that can move, and they can look at different things that are under the sea or on the surface of the moon, different planets as well. So
Mars. Exactly. Yeah. So just to and moving from AI to robotics, they're both, almost become interchangeable. The thing to look forward to is, the self-driven cars. That's going to become a reality very, very soon. We already have Teslas on the road. There are videos of people who are taking a nap while they're driving on the highway. Yeah. So this is you're going to be seeing self-driven cars very soon. There was a self-driven bus that was last December that was flying around Perth.
But your generation is definitely going to see it mainstream, like you're going to see it in your everyday life.
Yeah, you won't even realize, the kind of applications that artificial intelligence have already crept into. Banking is one. I was using the Combank Help app recently, and it was giving me a lot of insights into my expenditure. Very eye-opening, very frightening too sometimes. So
So you can see it can start suggesting different things based on your spending behaviors. What sort of product that you're buying? Is there a sale going on in some particular store, or could you buy a little more of that product, and it could be more, there could be more saving for you. So those are the kind of suggestions even an app can make. So they are using artificial intelligence in doing so.
So, Lakshan, I just wanted to ask you, how did you guys get into things like robotics and Max and all that sort of thing?
Just out of interest, actually. When Lime came about, we knew Ephraim, and Ephraim asked us if there was something we would like to talk to you guys about, and we picked artificial intelligence because it's something that by the time you guys are in uni, it's going to be mainstream, and everyone's talking about the neat subjects, and how you need to devote all your learning and get into
And
engineering
And I think
and
there's also another
software.
aspect where parents are very cautious about technology. So when you say you want to learn about technology, parents are very cautious. They hold you back sometimes. And that might not be the best view of this subject, because this is your sort of your domain, and you need to make it what you want it to be, good or bad. So you need to have enough knowledge and enough insight to know how to approach it. So we felt that that was something we could contribute, coming from our backgrounds. We had enough exposure to technology to talk about it and to let you know that this was possible. It was not all bad. There's a huge amount of benefits that comes with technology. So you need to also have that purview.
Yeah, and the other thing I think is you need to have sort of an experimental mindset when it comes to technology. What's happening with devices nowadays, with all the smartphones and the gaming consoles, and we take it for granted. We take them as they come, and we don't try to go beyond what they're intended to do. But if you have an experimental mindset, like Keisha was telling me earlier that she's doing cooking these days. So when you're cooking, you try to experiment with this flavors, the heat.
You try to do that.
Yeah, I do try to do that. Some people do tend to stick to recipes, and that's what I'm talking about is experimentation, right? So when it comes to technology, the way you're going to get
Mhm.
interested in learning about technology and delving deep into technology is not just by starting to learn coding and learn languages. It's also about having this experimental mind frame where you're thinking about everything that you get, uh,
Mhm.
how what other application can come out of it. Like let's say you want to share a file. Now, many interesting ways of doing that. Everyone used to burn files on CDs back in the day when computers just came about, and then they got to USBs, and now you can share files by just tapping your phones against each other. But if you
Yes.
yeah. Now that's the thing. Now, when you think about how you're going to have one file available to many devices, so suddenly the cloud comes into picture. So you want to put that file on a cloud where it's accessible to not just your computer but also your mobile phone. Um, when you're thinking from an experimental point of view, such ideas like how do I share a file with every device I have, you will start to see that there are more ways than just one, and you'll try to play with those ways to kind of get an insight into what it is you can do with these devices.
Mm.
Like,
For
Um,
sure.
for my iPhone, like beyond what it can do, what they trade ads for, kind of all the settings. But yeah, I'm just gonna hand over to Nichi. Um, last question. I'm not Nichi to Josh. Last question, and then we'll round it up for today.
so the last question for today was tech for good and bad. So good and bad, like what I'm going to say is like pros and cons. So what are the good points of text and what are the bad points? One good point of technology is that can help us in many ways. Like technology is not only on like social media, computers, and everything. It's as simple as a spoon. So before a spoon was invented, people were eating from their hands or a leaf. That's what like recent studies said. But when people invented a spoon, they could use their hands to lift the food into their mouth without contacting against their fingers, make sure they were clean and for hygienic purposes. So that's one part of technology. One and bad parts are that a lot of people have caused harm to themselves, having technology being a part of their lives. So you need to have a control on technology yourselves. So you have when you have control over it, no one can stop you and no one can be between you and technology. So when if you have control over it, no one like can say, this is wrong, you have to do this or that, or you can people can badmouth you. If you have control over yourself saying, you know what, for like 10 days, I'm not gonna use social media, I'm not gonna do any of the like go on my computer. So, you know, like if you can have the proper basic skills of using technology well, technology is a great tool to use. So would anyone like to add what technology, parts of technology and or good and bad points about it? Any of you guys?
We'll get one person to answer this question, and then yeah, we'll just round it up.
A good point is that I learned coding that I had not learned before. That is something very new.
We can have one more person.
That was actually a pro in.
Yeah, for a fact. Like I'll say this like is like open my mind. Also, my mind has not been open, but like that made me take initiative, like convicted me to take initiative when it comes to coding. So yeah, I'll probably look into it a bit more. But yeah, wanna thank you all those who are viewing right now. Thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to watch us and comment stuff. And I want to thank you, Max and Roy, for taking time out of your day to come on and yeah, talk with us and share your insight on technology and artificial intelligence. And yeah, thank you to all the linemen who also were part of this and FM as well. And just like, subscribe, like it, and share it with your friends because yeah, we're trying to get more content out like this to help you guys. Description, I can't see what's happening, but yeah, in the description down below or down below, like you like over here somewhere and subscribe over there. But like, does anyone have any final thoughts or final input you just want to add into something?
I just want to quickly give a shout out to the Lime book. It's a brilliant book. Anyone interested in understanding how youth perceive of different things, like it's not just technology. You guys have written on education, on finance, so there are so many, and multiculturalism. So your backgrounds, and you've brought your stories. So this is a shout out to the book. It's great. Just pick it up.
Yeah, and in conclusion, I'd like to say that technology can be addictive. Games can be addictive, and social media can be addictive. There's so much on your smartphone and your computers that can be addictive. But if you break away from thinking just what I was talking about earlier, treating a device just to do what it is supposed to, you break away from that and start thinking about what else it can do. That's when you have that experimental mindset, and you are gearing and equipping yourself to enter the future with that for STEM and all these technology driven subjects. So experiment, do things, take an old PC, try to install Linux on it, pull out a hard drive, swap it with a solid state drive, play with your routers, and of course, do more of coding, try to learn languages like Python, Scratch, everything. And you guys are going to enjoy it, and it's a technology-driven future you're looking at.
All right, quick one from me. I know it's about Limas, but I just want to specially thank our AI couple. That's why we call them AI couple. Lakshmi and Rohi, Kanchi, please check out their profile. They do a lot of great stuff, even for schools. So yes, I just want to thank them for being big supporter of Lime and Limers. And I also just want to thank Limers for today.
Thank
for
you.
The way you guys are really engaging us and letting us be part of this space. It's not about us, but you make us understand how you guys think. So once again, thank you for having me here today.
Okay, one last thing, everyone. So to round up, everyone go follow our Instagram. It'll be in the description below. Facebook at MPB Group 1. The description, the link below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on the Lime Academy YouTube channel.
And turn on your notifications. Turn on your notifications bell. This is the first phase. We're going to move into more things after this. But share the video with your friends. Comment what stood out to you, what we can improve on. We're always trying to get feedback on what we can improve. But thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to this amazing podcast by Youth for Youth.
Bye, guys.
See you, everyone.
See you guys.
For having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you, Joshua, for leading this today. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, Joshua's done a great job.
Yeah. And I think, sorry, I know that we still, King David, we're really pushing it here. We're going, can we just, I know that most of them are Joshua's friends. Can we just acknowledge people that were on the page by names? Just a shout out to them.
Go for it, Joshua. Go for it, Joshua. Go for
Joshua.
Joshua, you give the shout outs because they are mainly your friends.
The names of the people there.
So, wait, which friends?
I will give some shout outs. Okay, fine. I would like to thank Lachlan Baba F, who has given a couple of
shout outs.
Okay things.
I don't know any of these people. The only person I know is Gabriel, and he's an idiot. So
I would like to thank Gabriel for supporting Joshua.
That's not lying.
Guys, stay safe. Stay safe.
All right, stay safe, COVID. All right, see ya. Peace. Bye.